We're at quite a unique event today. All of these combines are going to be harvesting in this field with all the proceeds going to charity. It's quite a neat event. Let's get started. Hey, we're here with Don Lamb. Don is, well, he's a major member of our community as well as a pretty good sized farmer. And why I want to talk to Don was because he's really involved in the Love Inc. program. First of all, what does Love Inc. mean, Don?
Love Inc. stands for Love in the Name of Christ, and it's an organization in Lebanon. It's actually a national organization, but we've got a chapter here in Lebanon, and it really just helps people who are down on their luck, people that might be homeless in other ways or just struggling with different things, and it's just a way that you can help people with some biblical principles and get them back on their feet.
So Love Inc. though has all these separate chapters, as you mentioned, so they kind of run independently, at least a little bit, right?
Yeah, and I don't know a lot about the specifics of how Love Inc. works, but yeah, I know the Boone County chapter is definitely very independent from the national organization, and it needs all of its funding from really the local area, and that's kind of where this idea of Growing Hope came from.
Yeah, so Growing Hope, my understanding is you kind of helped get this started. So what are we doing here?
I saw a video of up in Canada of this 160-acre farm that they tried to set a world record for harvesting it. And they had a whole bunch of combines, and the proceeds all went to a food bank.
Okay.
And I thought, man, that's a great idea. And I thought if there was something locally that could do the same sort of thing, and I don't necessarily like food banks or things that just give people things, but Love Inc. definitely is something where it's trying to educate people and build them up and empower them. Yep. And so the idea was just born, we could do a small version of that would benefit Love Inc. here in Boone County.
Okay, so specifically, what does it do? How did you work?
So what happens is every year, a farmer in one corner of the county, we started in the northeast, we went to the northwest, went to the south, or the southwest and the southeast. We just work our way around Boone County, and a farmer will donate basically 40 acres, and everybody will put in the inputs. So the inputs are supplied, the volunteers plant it, volunteers spray it, take care of it, and then we all get together on a day like today, have some pork burgers, and harvest it.
Well, the pork burgers are the best part so far from my standpoint.
Yeah.
Who pays for the inputs? Because the inputs are pretty expensive.
Yeah.
So
Sometimes it's a farmer, sometimes it's one of the local fertilizer dealers. Year to year it changes, and the thing that's neat about it here in Boone County is from the very beginning, we don't have any signs that say who did what. It is really anonymous, and it happens every year. And I can't even tell you who paid the expenses of this field, other than not knowing the farmer that donated the 40 acres to be used.
It's not about marketing. It's not about
marketing.
bragging. It's not about trying to be seen.
It's a very much behind the scenes effort to get this done with no recognition in any way, other than we just like to have fun.
Yeah.
and that's the best part of it.
It's really impressive to me to see all these farmers, and quite frankly, you could get a lot more combines out to do this kind of work.
Yeah.
But the combines are so large now, 30, 40, maybe even 45-foot heads now, I don't know. And, it won't take but a few minutes to do this.
Right, yep.
So
it's fun every year we challenge ourselves to go a little faster than the year before, knock it out.
What's your best guess? How long is it going to take us?
Oh, I think we'll do it in under 40 minutes.
Oh my goodness, 40 acres, under 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Thanks, Don.
All right, thanks.
First combine's a 40-footer. This one's a 35. This is an S660. It's a small combine. Folks, this is nothing but a huge cloud of dust out here.
They decided to line up and go through the field one behind the other. With that approach, we'd have at least one scene containing all 5 combines. Don is leading the way. He jokingly said that he would go slow so that the John Deeres could keep up with his case combine. Yeah. Judging by this scene, maybe he's still going too fast. You get a pretty good look at the overall field here before these soybeans get cut. You can see a little variation in the growth of the soybeans. The darker areas are a little bit thinner. These beans really could have used some more late season rain. The lighter colored areas held a little bit more moisture, and so the beans experienced a little bit more growth. Another thing we notice here are some bare spots. Likely this was an issue with the planter. I'm not sure what happened, but these bare spots are probably areas that didn't receive any seed. The planter skipped for some reason or other. On the edges of this scene, you can see other fields of soybeans. Notice that they're still green. This field was planted very early, and it was planted with what we call a short season variety soybean. These shorter season varieties will ripen earlier in the fall. In this case, it's desirable to use these shorter season soybeans so that these farmers can come together and have a fun day before they get fully engaged in their own harvest. One thing that you might find interesting is that these shorter season soybeans would be considered way too long of a season soybean for someone further up north, say like Millennial Farmer. As the climate varies from south to north, there are specific varieties of soybeans and corn hybrids that are perfectly suited for the exact growing season of that area. Don has turned to the right to open up that end of the field. Looks like the next fellow in the John Deere is going to turn to the left and open up the other side. Most of the time, these guys use an auto steer mechanism on their combines for harvest, but they won't do so in a field like this with so many combines. It would be too complicated for all the computers to get working together with the various header widths, etc. Besides, they're having more fun just figuring it out as they go. They stayed organized for that one pass through the field. Now, it looks like your typical free-for-all. We mentioned the term inputs in the earlier discussion with Don. That term refers to the cost of seed, herbicide, fertilizer, if any, sometimes a fungicide. Overall, the input costs on soybeans are much lower than they are on corn, but they're still significant. And when Don mentioned someone donated the field, there's really two separate components. First, the landowner is foregoing his rental payment of, well, $250 or potentially a lot more per acre. Secondly, the farmer who typically farms this field is not only donating any revenue generated, he's also donating a significant amount of labor. He planted the field, used his equipment to do so. The net result is that all the revenue generated by these soybeans are going directly to the charity. We didn't get the exact yield, nor do we know exactly what the soybeans sold for, but probably a total of somewhere around $30,000.
When the dust is cleared, each machine has made one round. Looks like they're at least a third done with the field. Don's got his strobe light on. He's ready to be dumped, but there's no auger wagging around.
Well, we didn't keep everybody together very good, but
It's a lot nicer in here than it is out there, I promise you. Not a whole lot of fun. So this is a new one for you?
This is a 2011.
Oh.
This is the old one. This is the old faithful, man. This is the one I drive. The old guy drives the old combine.
Okay.
He's getting a little closer. A little closer there.
He'll figure it out in a minute.
Yeah. There, he's a little better. Yeah, for the first round or two without having any issues, I'm thankful for that, you know. First we've got this year.
If you're interested in helping our local Love Inc. organization, we'd appreciate it. The link is here and in the description below. Don't feel any obligation, but every little bit helps, and we appreciate your contribution. Uh-oh, looks like Don must be finished. He's going to come over and harass someone else. Maybe this is his definition of running circles around those John Deeres. In any case, seeing these farmers come together for a common goal to improve the community is, well, it's heartwarming to me. It's clear that Love in the Name of Christ is a quality organization, or these guys wouldn't mess with it.
Hey, I want to introduce you to Marcia and Tracy. They're the ones that do the real work here. Now, this took about 25 minutes to do this.
Yeah.
It wasn't very long.
Oh, I know, it wasn't.
Somehow I have a feeling it takes a little bit longer to do what you ladies do. Tell us a little bit about what you do with Love Inc.
Well, I'm outreach and Tracy's operations, and people come to us with needs, and then we try to listen to what their need is, and then we try as best as we can to meet that need in the best way for them.
Yeah. So how many people were you able to help, or families, or whatever? How do you account for it, and how many were you able to help last year?
Last year we helped about 5,000 people, a little over 5,000, and that was a 40% increase over the year before.
Wow.
So, and it was just the two of us working mostly.
And that's just
year.
here in our county. You know, we've only lived here maybe 2.5, 3 years, but from what I've seen, this county is, well, it has two things. Number one, it has a lot of need. Maybe more need than some other areas. I don't know. We have a lot of issues with drugs and alcohol. Of course, we've had the COVID issues and everything. But the other thing this county has is a bunch of generous hearts.
That's for sure.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely, absolutely.
It's been really neat to watch this particular event go down. Is this your largest event, fundraising event of the year?
Yes, and this actually is not a Loving sponsored event. This is solely on the farmers and the Farm Bureau. They came up with the idea and they organize this every year, and we just show up and talk a little bit and they give us a check.
They show up and play a little bit,
Yeah.
and then they take their toys and go home.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it really is an amazing event. Folks, I hope you guys have enjoyed seeing this event come down. It's just, it took 25 minutes to harvest 40 acres of soybeans. The farmers are taking off now. The tent's gone. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time on Tractor Time with Tim.